public safety has been a major issue in Springfield with more than a dozen homicides and other violence. What are your thoughts about the crime happening, either the reality or perception, and what are your solutions?
I think the perception is a lot worse than it actually is, but it's still a major problem. Oftentimes I hear the worst of the worst because I'm working with people in the mental health field that may be dealing with localized violence on their street, in their home, in their community. But even with the crime rates going down 4%, I still believe that there are many people that don't see that 4%. So if crime goes down 4% in the area where they're flooding with police, well, it's helpful for that neighborhood, but there are other parts of the city that are still struggling every single day. There was that shooting, the murder on Walden Street that's near Pottinger. When that happened that day, it was in broad daylight over Pets. That's almost across the street from Pottinger Elementary School. In the middle of the day, while school was in session, school went under lockdown. Parents were not notified until after the kids were picked up and brought home. So I had to hear about it first from my daughter. Oh, by the way, we're on lockdown. And I found out, wait, what? So they didn't even tell us after they lifted the lockdown. So I think, the only number that really matters is one. There's one person in front of you that they experienced a crime. They don't care that you say, well, crime is down 4%. Well, I was just mugged. Or I was just robbed. Well, my family was just attacked. So I think perception, well, I guess it's subjective reality. I think what people look at it, well, in my life, this is what I've experienced. I don't care what your overall numbers say over the course of a year. In my experience, this is what I have seen. I think that's a big issue, and I think that we shouldn't be parading around saying, well, crime is down 4%, 4%, 4%. You shouldn't have any complaints about the city and how we police it. What I would do to start combating crime in a more holistic way, we've seen C3 policing happen in other parts of the city. We should use great efforts to make it happen across the entire city. Because C3 policing is what should be happening normally. It should not be a new or particular program. We should want more police to understand what their sector is, what their ward is, so they get used to the people get used to seeing their faces, and communication flows more easily.
But there is a sentiment amongst many people that a police commission would help eliminate some of the transparency issues and the one-man decision-making issue that bother people about the police. This is probably going to come up for some sort of a vote soon, next term. How do you feel about it?
I think it's one, certainly it's complicated, but I think that it's a dangerous step if you're having civilians, try to discipline police. I think that's a dangerous step. I can agree with that one person making that decision from the inside. That I can see where that would be a conflict of interest, but I'd feel much more comfortable if it was the police commissioner, the mayor, president of city council, someone that we actually put into office who is doing the job of public service already, yeah, as opposed to appointed community individuals. I think it's a dangerous game that way. It can get complicated.
So what I hear from this is